Welcome all of you to a class on annuities. I'll discuss the fundamentals in this class and then we'll go to advanced concepts so that you'll be able to apply the concepts to the upcoming applications. So instead of one payment, now we have several payments. Okay, so what we studied before, that was for one payment. Now suppose we have one payment here, we have one payment here, we have one payment here, we have one payment here. We want to know the present value of all these payments. Let me write here. And if I write 1 here, suppose I write 1 here, 1, a payment of 1 here, 1 here, 1 could be 1 crore also, 1 unit, 1 here, 1 here. So if you want to find the present value of these, you will get the answer here. And the formula for that is A4. Okay, so A4 is the formula. A4, I can write in words. This is the present value. This is the present value. You can write of series of payments of 1 unit of money payable at the end of each year for n years. We'll write for 4 years here. That means you want to pay 1 here, you want to pay 1 here, you want to pay 1 here, you want to pay 1 here. So these are the amounts you are making. What will happen is when you pay these amounts as part of a company, so what will happen is there are so many payments you need to make. Okay, so I didn't write any years here, number of 0, 1, 2, I have not written, because A4, this one will work, this will work. Okay, so this will work when you have any period, not necessarily year, it could be month also. What I want to say you is, even if you write 0 here, a month here, for a month I write 1 by 12, you write 2 by 12 here, you write 3 divided by 12 here, you write 4 divided by 12, then also we'll write A4. So remember, very important concept in CM1, it's always the period, not the year. Okay, so I can write 1 month here. See, my period is 1 month here. Then also I'll write A4 because there are 4 payments. Okay, that's why I'm writing A4. So my period is 1 month here. So what I can do is I can change it to 2 years. If I want, I can change it to 2 years or 3 years, or even let me write 5 years, 5, 10, 15, 20. Then also this will be A4. If I write 50, every 50 years, 100 year, 150 year, 200 years, then also it will be A4. So A4 is the present value of a series of payments of 1 unit of money payable at the end of year, at the end of each year for 4 years. That's A4, that's all. So when I write year here, now I will change. But remember, I already mentioned you, it's not always years. In this case, I've written years. So I will write 1, 2, 3, 4 because we always start with years. That is the only reason. But A4 is actually here end of each period. Okay, not year. I mean, even if you replace this year by month, by a quarter, by 6 months, by 2 year, by 5 year, it doesn't matter. Our symbol will work. Now A4 I've written here.
हेलो हेलो क्या कर
Yes.
क्या
Hello.
कर रहा है
Pardon?
रहा है Pardon?
So I have a payment of 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. So when I say present value, the equivalence we are finding, either you make a single payment here as a business owner to your employee, or you make 4 payments here. That means this time period, suppose someone works and you want to pay the salary, so that means that is in arrear. Okay, so suppose you want to pay at the end of second year, and this payment is for this year. Okay, this complete year. This payment is for this year, and this payment is for this year. That means they are in arrears. So A4 is the present value of a series of payments of 1 unit of money payable at the end of each year for 4 years. So now I will make it n years. Instead of 4 years, I will make it n years. This 4 I will erase and I will make it n years. Okay. And this year also I can change it to period. I'll do that later. Okay. Now let me write an here. If I write an here, then also this will remain true. N years, and I will change it to n. I will change it to n. So of course this will be n minus 1. So you can write dot dot here this way. So this is the present value in the sense there are 4 payments here. We are not discounting 1 payment, but we are discounting 4 payments. Okay, so the present value you can write like this if you want. Similarly, we can find the future value as well. We'll try to find the value here as well. Okay, so what will happen? These 4 payments will find the present value here. For that, we'll erase all this. These are not required. And now we'll make another one here. And the notation for this will be SN. SN for n years. These are the 2 annuities, and 2 more basic annuities are there. Okay. So now let me go to the next page. In the next page, we'll have similar things. We'll try to insert another line. Okay. But before going to that, let me do a problem using this one, and let me write the formula also. So remember these formulas, we'll discuss one by one and we'll solve a lot of problems. So these are the formulas. The first formula is the formula for AN, and the second formula is the formula for SN. So AN formula, I'll derive it also. That's required. 1 minus Bn divided by I. And Sn is equal to, that will be 1 plus I power n. This is quite easy. Minus 1 divided by I. We'll derive these two. This is quite easy. And we'll solve some problems. Then we'll go to 2 other annuities. Now for the derivation, let me write here only. We'll not use a lot of space. I think with this we'll be able to derive the formula. This is my 0. This is 1. This is 2. And this is n. Here I have n minus 1. So one present value you need to find here. One present value you need to find here. One present value you need to find here. This one present value you need to find here. And the notation for this is n. So let me write n here. N will be the present value of this one, that is v, and the present value of this one, that is v square, the present value of this one, that is v power n minus 1, and the present value of this one, that is v power n. So you need to remember one formula, very simple 10th standard formula, that is geometric progression. 1 plus v square plus v power n minus 1, geometric series. Now, if you want to add everything, this is formula. Okay, you need to remember that will be 1 minus v power n divided by 1 minus v. And then this will be 1 minus b power n divided by 1 minus b divided by v. That is I. You can check it. So 1 minus b power n divided by I. This you need to remember once. This is a very simple derivation. Okay. However, we should be able to apply I'm just talking to the new ones, okay? Those who joined, those who are doing for the first time, for them, I'm explaining. Otherwise, this is quite easy, right? Okay, so let me go ahead. Now, this is the formula for AN. Similar to that, we can derive for SN as well here. But yeah, that will be again finding the accumulated value. That's quite easy. You find here the value of this one here, the value of this one here, the value of this one here. So I have a slide for the derivation. I'm not doing here. I'll send you for this one. This is already done. Now, how can you apply these two? So we'll do something like this. Suppose suppose we have these payments instead of one, we have payments of 500 here, 500 here, 500 here. So what is the present value here? In that case, you will write the present value is not only A3, A3 is the present value of three payments. Okay, 3, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, I'll write. Okay. These are the three payments, and here 500 is the value. Okay, so I'll write the coefficient. This will come here because the present value of 1 here, 1 here is A3. This will be 500 A3. That's all. So now it will depend. The same thing I'll write if this is 1 by 12, 2 by 12, 3 by 12 also. But I will go to that later. So let me write this. Suppose given I 10%, find this value. Okay, find the value, present value of all this. So then you need to find this way. It's very simple. So we'll write solution here for this kind of a simple question. This is example 1. So 500 A3, always you need to write this way. That is 1 minus V3 divided by I. You need to remember the formula I wrote in the last page. This is the formula, okay? And I is given 10%, that is 0.10. So V will be 1 upon 1 plus I, that is 1.1 divided by 1.10. And that value you need to write here. Otherwise, if you want, you can write 1 minus 1 plus I power minus 3 divided by I as well. So in that case, whatever answer you will get, that is final. Okay, it's so easy. This is number 1. Now let me go to number 2, example 2. This is quite easy, right? You need to remember only one formula. Now, in case you have something like this, suppose now we have more points. And also, suppose we have 6-month payments, not yearly payments. Okay, this is 1 by 12, or you can write 1 6 by 12, 2 6 by 12. So now the payments are suppose 200 here, 200 here, 200 here, 200 here, 200 here. And you need to find the present value. The present value will be 200, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will be 200 A5. So how to find 200 A5 here? The same formula we'll use. 200 1 minus V5 divided by I. Same formula we'll use. However, here my period is not 1 year. Here my period is half a year. So it will depend. It doesn't matter whether I is given, or I4 is given, or I12 is given, or D is given. Whatever is given, it doesn't matter. Ultimately, you need to find this I. This I is not the I we know, 1 year interest rate. This I is for the 6-month interest rate. So this I, if you want, you can write it J or something like this. So this I will be equal to I2 divided by 2, because this will depend on this period, not what is given. So sometimes there is a confusion. This is a very simple one. Don't see this one when you are forming an annuity and writing this, because here interest rate is not important. Even if D is given, I12 is given, D5 is given, D10 is given, you can always find all these values. So you have to see the period here after drawing the number line. If the period is a quarter or 6 year or 1 month, accordingly you have to write your I. Here half yearly, so half yearly interest rate already we know. So now that I4 is given, I is not given or I2 is not given, then you can write this one. Okay, so you can just put the values. We need I and V, or if you don't want to write V, you can change it to I. See, this I, they are connected. This is the formula. So once you know capital I, then you know this value, you can put it here. Okay, so what is capital I? I2 divided by 2. How can you find I2 divided by 2? This is given here. So you write the formula 1 plus I2 divided by 2 square is equal to 1 plus I4 divided by 4 square power 4. So you solve this equation, you will get I2 divided by 2, I4 by 4 is given, that is 2%, 1.02 power 4. These 2 comes here and -1 comes here. This will be your answer. Okay. So 1.02 power half -1, that is your I2 by 2 and that is I. Whatever you get here, that is I. Once you get I here, just put here. That's all. You will get the answer. Okay. So now the next one, next example is this. Suppose given I4 again 08, find the present value of payments of 200 for every, we'll change it to, sorry, 200 every 2 years. Okay, suppose this is the question, 2 year. Find the present value of payments of 200 payable at the end of each 2 years. Each 2 years, IPOR is given, okay, for 10 years. This is the question. So you can simply make a diagram here. Okay, this is my question. This is my example. This is my example. So I'll draw a line here and simply I'll write here. 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. So if you see here, 10 years, okay, and I4 is given, 200, written 200, payable at the end of each 2 years for 10 years. So here 200, here 200, here 200, here 200, here 200. The gap is 2 years. And you need to find the present value here. So that will be 200 A5, not A10. Don't see this. You count this number of payments, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There where this 5 comes. How about 200? 200 is the coefficient. So there you get this annuity formula. Now to evaluate this annuity, 200A5, you write the same formula, 1 minus V5 divided by I. Now what is I here? I is for 2 years. So now my I will be equal to 2 year I. That will be I half divided by half. This is my I. So whatever is given, it doesn't matter. I4, I2, D, D2, D12. From that, you need to find capital I and you need to put here. And of course, V will be 1 plus I power -1. This I, according to this I, this V will be here. So you find capital V and capital I and put here, you will get the answer. That's all. Okay. So this is very simple. Now let me go down. This is over. Then this one. Suppose you want to find the accumulated value now. Here, the value here, accumulated value. And suppose this is given 10, 10, 10, 10. If you see, the payments are in arrears. For this period, the payment is here. 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 And you want to find the value here. In that case, you have to write 10 S4. That's all. It's over. Now, it depends if I change it to 1 by 12, 2 by 12, 3 by 12, 4 by 12, instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, the payments will be monthly. And in the solution, you need to write 10 S4. That should be equal to 10, 1 plus I power 4 minus 1 divided by I. This is the formula. And you need to know I. What is capital I? Do you know capital I? We don't know, right? Sorry, we know capital I, and that is not small I. Okay, so what is capital I here? The period. Period is 1 month here. So here my capital I will be I12 by 12. Now I'll search where interest rate is given in the question. So in the question, suppose given the nominal rate of interest, given the nominal rate of interest per annum convertible quarterly is 10%. This is given. Then you are finding the accumulated value here. Then what will happen? So that means what is given here, given I12, convertible quarterly, I4. I4 is given. I4 is given 10%. From I4 10%, you need to find I12 by 12, that is capital I. Again, you have to apply the same formula. Here, 1 plus I12 divided by 12 power 12, that must be equal to 1 plus I4 divided by 4 power 4. If you use this equation and solve, because I4 is given, you can put here and you can solve this equation to find I12 by 12, which is I. So you solve this, get I. Once you get I, you put here, that's all.